What is up, guys? RTG here, back with some more Humankind. You voted for it and you got it. Today we are starting our cavalry domination match, and we have a star-studded lineup today. We have the Ancestor, King Midas, Lucy, Gilgamesh, Edgar Allan Poe, Spiffing Brit, and Lewis of the Yogscast, Victor Hugo, and Lavia Drusilla. So, without much further ado, let's jump into the game.
Our universe contains infinite stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story, but the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turn. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together, and things start to get interesting and a bit drier. A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind? The race begins. A new world, a new history, untold possibilities. There is so much to see, to do, to learn, or, depending on one's preferences, to destroy.
Okay, here we are once again in the Neolithic era, and it's like they know we have immediate access to horses. This is going to be our starting territory. What we need to do is to actually start earning some influence, okay?
Even those who have disappeared may have done something very clever.
Also, to find food. Ask and ye shall receive. I saw that one, but can I get that after we ransack? The stories in the skies. On cloudless nights, after the fires have dimmed to embers, many of the tribe raised their eyes to the heavens, mesmerized by the vast ocean of stars. Some have noticed recurring patterns among the brightest stars, and in the shapes they imagine the forms of heroes and beasts. Stories of their adventures, their victories, and their defeats are flourishing. Myths can be born here. You realize, ones that have the power to shape the tribe. What themes will you encourage? We can give the themes of nature, of destiny, of violence. Violence is +1 combat strength for 20 turns. Useful, not needed. Destiny gives us the ability to create an outpost, maybe get close to 2 actually. Or nature, which gives us half of the required food for expanding our hunting party. These two are kind of interchangeable. Like, once we get enough influence, we can start getting more pop. But once we get more pop, we can start getting more influence. So I think I'm going to go with nature.
Full bellies and healthy children. I see where this is going.
Oh, that ransack did a lot less than I was expecting it to. Maybe we should have gone with the influence. But a quick battle should be able to resolve this.
Nature forbids us.
Okay, just like that, we have our second pop, and with our second pop, it helps us get stuff like this much quicker. We are hoping for our knowledge stars. If we are able to get 20 science, well, if we are able to get 20 science before the era, we'll be able to get a trait. Seed of an idea. Yesterday, the tribe came across a vast tract of wild grain, stalks swaying in the breeze like the wind playing over the golden waters. Ground grain could feed the tribe twice over, but one of the tribe's elders had another idea. Instead of pounding the seeds into flour, she suggests planting half of them so that the grasses may return next summer. It is a curious idea, at odds with the nomadic life, but perhaps a harborer of the future. What will you do? So we can grind it. So while we are nomadic, we get +2 food for our city or outpost, which is just outposts. Or we can plant and it gets domestication research reduced by 25%. We are going to need domestication because that's how we get horses. So we're gonna plant that. We are looking for, we're looking for means of getting food. 5 food, 5 influence. I think we should get one of these down. General rule of thumb, I like to get my outposts producing at least 10 and 10 in the early game. So this looks good. 10 food, 11 production, and 1 influence that I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. Or maybe it's just having an outpost. Okay, there's a sanctuary down here, which is food. And there's also the grain that was down. The change of plans again. Okay, you guys can bap. You guys head back onto the river. Darn it. Honestly, getting the science stars is arguably more important than us founding our outpost. Not only does it give us the opportunity to get more fame, I guess, over time, but, well, it gives us the opportunity to get more influence over time by settling the outposts. We could potentially, okay, we've met someone, or we see someone in the distance. Okay, a world of flame. In the distance, a thin cord of smoke cuts up into the clear blue skies. Fire. Calling a few tribesmen, you run closer. The smell of cindered bark and burning pine grows stronger. With each footfall, you spy dancing flames and suddenly find yourself on the edge of a settlement on fire. Many of the structures are ablaze, but even with the smoke and flames, you see that these abodes are marvels of craftsmanship. You are about to direct your men to put out the flames with loose soil. Then you see short shadowed figures running away. Youths. They could become part of your tribe if you give chase now, but that would mean losing these secrets of construction. What do you choose? I think best choice right now is refugees, because we need to start and can't get there, and I don't think these guys can get there this turn or next turn. Okay, they decided to go up. We want that sanctuary before they get the chance to. We also want to find somewhere in here to settle. Suggesting here, but I don't think that's enough food. It's not quite enough food for. Take a step or 2 down. I think we're going to settle here where we saw. It's going to actually produce the outpost faster than it would over there. You up here, you can't get here immediately, but you can grab that next turn. And we've started seeing more people. Luckily, considering, well, I think it's because these guys are still also tribes. We are very close to getting our knowledge star. We want to get knowledge stars before anyone else. That would mean being able to, you guys have settled here. Now we actually should explore what is going to be our opening territory, which, all things considered, doesn't look that large. You guys meet up so you can grab as many of these as possible. Lost Souls Part 1. Your scouts come to you, breathless from exertion. Between gasps, he tells you that he spied another tribe not far ahead. He leads you on. Then, after giving a signal to stop, you drop to your bellies and crawl forward in the bush. Ahead, a young woman no more than 13 summers is leading a ceremony. Her audience, a dozen or so equally young or younger tribesmen. Many of them are crying, and when you see the bodies laid out, you understand they are mourning. You know what you must do. We can completely run away, get swift for 10 turns, so 2 land movement speed, or we can welcome them, so we get a larger army. More troops means more distance we can cover. I think you guys can merge up go on auto. We are fairly evenly matched here. Isn't a good sign. There's also a border over here. How much do we need for another territory? There's 40 if we claim one in the distance. This could be, it is not. Need one more science. Okay.
It's one of those moments that make you feel like a small thing on a wondrous planet.
You achieve the following deed. Be the first to find Monument Valley is over here. Monument Valley, natural wonder, provides 10 stability on the city or outpost, 5 knowledge, 5 influence, 5 industry on city or outpost, and 2% money per uranium, which we are going to find for a while. Finding this though did give us 5 knowledge. A tribe's legacy. You stand at a crossroads. For many moons the tribe has trekked the wilderness, slowly, tortuously learning the secrets of this world. How the materials hidden in deep places and how in plain sight might be fashioned to the tribe's advantage. How the beans and plants of the land and seas can be most fruitfully harvested, and how myths and stories can glacially but inescapably give power over our greatest enemies, other tribes. Now, you must decide in what domain the tribe will truly sharpen its knowledge for the ages to come. Will you be renowned as makers, farmers, or charmers? Makers give us wattle and daub, which is +1 industry per population. Farmers, plant law, which is +1 food for population. And storytellers, which is astronomy, which gives us +1 science per population. On a slower game mode, astronomy and makers are the strongest. You are able to produce much quicker than your opponents, though on faster game speeds and speed, we are behind. We have fame due to getting a star, but it seems everyone else has at least a turn before us, have gotten the ability to change. So we will want to change errors quickly so that we are able to build our city, our fame, and capture wonders. So long story short, we're going with makers because I have an idea as to who we're going to play. Sadly, we are still 2 turns away from actually founding a city. Okay, let's see who is available. The Zhao, the Phoenicians, the Nubians, the Harappans, the Babylonians, and the Bantu already gone. That leaves us with the Sumerians, Olmecs, Mycenaeans, Hittites, Egyptians, Assyrians, and Karlians. Now, we are playing a cavalry domination game, which means at least the first civilization we choose should by all means have cavalry. So we can pick the Assyrians, which give us +1 land movement speed on units, +5 combat strength bonus when ransacking. The Dunu, which is influence, it counts as a garrison and commons quarters. It has fortification and it gives +2 combat strength on the units in or adjacent to the district. We get the Egyptian pyramids, which are also influence. The Assyrians unique district gives 3, the Egyptians just 1. But influence, industry per adjacent makers quarters, +1 worker slot on the city, and it counts as a makers quarters. Their unique unit is a horse archer, which has move and fire, a strength of 24 as opposed to the Assyrian Raiders 21, and 6 movement speed, 1 range. The Egyptians are 24, which is in the early game significant. The same movement speed, plus they have the ability to attack further, and they have move and fire, so you are able to attack and move. Downside, it requires an extra horse and copper. We do have access to copper because there is copper in the territory immediately next to where we're placing our capital. The Hittites, which give +1 combat strength on units, +20 food, industry, money, and science on each own city per occupied city. So all of your cities gain +20 FIMs for every city that you have taken during war. We do intend to war. Their unique district gives fortification, money. It replaces your outposts, can be used as a land spawn point for not only the city that it's in, but any territories adjacent. And you get a horse. They aren't cavalry, but they are heavy. They aren't spearmen, but they're heavy cavalry. So they get the ability of charging, which I don't think any other cavalry at this stage would have. They also have suppression, which targeted units cannot move the next turn and has reduced combat strength. I do not believe there are any other, no more horse units. And we luckily only lost out on this, which is, it is also a heavy cavalry, which has the Mandate of Heaven, which gives bonus combat strength when your stability is high. So we have 3 options, and based on the one that we're trying to go for first, I think the Egyptians is most appropriate. It's thematic. So we're going to change over next turn. We are trying to find, what can you, 10 food, not worth. Put you on auto explore. Yes, in two turns, city, well, next turn we become Egyptians.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay. Entering this era as the Egyptians then? No prizes for guessing how you plan to leave your mark.
Okay, we are now the Egyptians, which makes us makers. We get Builder Star, we get extra fame from Builder Stars, and we get the ability of Land Raiser. First city can be founded, yes. We can guess it is for free. But
This is where I greet you, impress upon you the wonder of my people, and tell you my ambitions? No? Maybe?
We have met the Nubian, and
we would all benefit from growing closer.
Nice.
Don't you think?
A good proposal. Okay, I accept it.
The Nubians would be good allies to get because they are merchants.
This bodes very well. Yes, very well indeed.
Which means having them as a friend, as long as they don't upset the entire world, we would be able to get resources from them.
Help me make this world a better place for all our peoples.
We've also met Lucy, who is the Zhao.
We would all benefit from growing.
Okay, we are currently very peaceful for a domination game. It is a fact of placement. I think the ideal place is somewhere where we can get a lot of adjacency bonuses, and this corner looks like the best place. But sadly, you cannot place the Egyptian pyramid like that. So what we would like is 250 influence. We're aiming for stables of Pyram, stability, movement speed on our land units. Well, +1 movement speed on units. Okay, yeah, I think that applies for all land units. It provides discount on mounted and vehicles, and it produces a free horse deposit. So our unique horses, although they require 2 horse deposits, if we are able to get the stables of Ramses, that covers our extra horse deposit. We also want this copper mine, which is sadly not in the triangle that we're looking at. And in terms of speed and efficiency, getting our pyramids down here seem like the smartest move. And our embassy provides +5 stability per era with 6 errors in the game. If we get this down turn 1, era 1, it's going to provide an extra 30 stability and an extra 16 +3 influence per era per adjacent district. You know what? Although it's less than ideal, I think putting the Egyptian pyramids here, we're going to lose a bit of food. Ooh, this is a lot more production though. We would get 3, and this would be an additional 2, 3, and 4 between these. I think this is an investment placement. The embassy, I think, can go next to it, or potentially here would be a good place for another pyramid take this when we get this territory, hopefully soon. It would cost us, cost went up, right? We're going to get those reduced shortly. First research, domestication. We have access to horses. It's better we get that done sooner rather than later. You guys, I want you head down towards the capital. There you guys are. This could be an easy take for a city, but ransack this sanctuary. Oh, maybe we're going to take that. Wait.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Dang.
I'm on it.
Ransack successful. We could potentially instantly take this city, and all it requires is declaring war on Lucy. Darn as if that doesn't sound like a good idea. Let's see. Impulsive, adaptive. They get a reduced assimilation costs, money for vassals, and wants to assimilate as many independent people as possible. Honestly, doesn't sound like a threat. You know what happens to people that don't sound like threats?
Time for your first battle? I bet you're absolutely dying to see how your fighters handle themselves.
I had to act quickly, you understand, for the sake of my people.
You are not my master.
That went well. So, change of plans. You guys head this way. That's gonna need some extra leave. And they have a territory up north of herds and heirlooms. Today, the era of nomadism is a distant memory for your people. Multiple generations of families have lived and died in the same place, in the same city, over the course of centuries. We changed over like 2 turns ago. Every death comes with pain and grief for those still living. But as time has passed, family quarrels have also become commonplace as arguments over material possessions flare up. One distinguished family, riven by disputes over a herd of prized cattle, has asked for you to establish a clear system of inheritance, help avoid future argument. What is your decree? Can overlook it, which boosts tradition, and distribute it so every child receives an equal share, or we can privilege. It will not dilute any family's bloodline. The firstborn will obtain all. Don't know which way we want to lean at the moment. So I think privilege. Just be born first, forehead. Okay, city is occupied. We can't surrender. We +1 ongoing. Ooh, we get +5 from the opponents not having a capital. +1 for opponent for city occupied, unjust war, proximity, and territory influence. Lack of capital, low stability, occupied, and but they get +10 instant from us breaking 1 treaty, which I think leads to us getting this resolved rather quickly. For surrender, how much do we have? Dang, just one. We were so close. I guess we take the city. We don't have any territories adjacent, so we force surrender and leave with a good chunk of money.
You've made the right choice.
And the city on turn 25. And I was thinking this game was going to be hard, but this puts us right next to Kerma. Gives us enough money to buy out the Egyptian pyramids.
A first visible mark of this new culture. I hope the style is pleasing, because it will be around for as long as the city lasts.
We can also get our pottery workshop done rather quickly. 4 turns till the next pop. They are high in stability and largely just working on getting our influence up. We really want to secure the stables sooner rather than later, but we're already in first place. We're the first to attain a star in the new era.
What do you want?
I think proposing a non-aggression pact after we just sniped their city the turn after we proposed one is a bit tactless, but
I have a proposition.
Sounds
for
about
you.
right.
I think you'll like it.
You know what?
And why would I accept this proposal?
You know what? You're right.
Oh, it's not
Cool. Be cool. Oh, this territory also has 2 T's. That's nobody tells Spiff. And we can purchase the pottery workshop, but I think it may be smarter to purchase it here. That just means our influence up here spreads towards Nubia faster. We are going to want these, not a rush, but it would be very useful. You guys, I guess, work on some scouts, since we honestly don't have anything else worth getting. We just got domestication, so have pop research, city defense, cause things may get aggressive rather soon. Darn it. Okay, thank you for attacking from the river. How much would it be to settle over here? One. Okay. Since those guys aren't going to head this way, I think I'll send our original troop to explore our east. Pottery workshop, I guess, is worth purchasing and putting work into our embassy. There was an osmosis event, but I guess nothing triggered. People are conducting deeds. Oh, there it is. Boost calendar, so that's going to be a bit cheaper. You go on auto explore. Hopefully you can find a wonder first. Are halfway. We are halfway to collect. How? Literally how? Still AI doing AI thing. And another expansion star. We just need one more territory.
Follow me. Come over here.
Right now I am working on getting gold up. Sooner we get our gold up, the sooner we can potentially spend it on other things. What? Well, we do have more than one city now. You know, the second city doesn't have top. Again, any good places to put stuff down. You know what? You guys are our attack force. You can help keep the Zhao, however it's pronounced. We can continue bullying them for a while. This army can head south, can work on... Here would also be a very good place for pyramids. City defense down.
The Phoenicians are famed for their good ships and smart traders. Best to watch your coastlines and your coffers.
We have met Gilgamesh, the other merchants, and their city is sadly not scoopable, but they have a damaged unit. They're merchants, so we actually want to try to be friendly.
This proposition should be in...
You guys, I thank you. The stables of Ramses. Let's see. We get ability, movement for our land units. Still trying to read that. It says land movement speed on unit, so I'm not sure if that's all units or just mounted units or / vehicles. Either way, real good. It exploits all resources, which I don't think I would have noticed before. And yeah, what benefits horses? Oh, right. The Finnish, supposed to know who they are. Our neighbors. Too many presses. Right. The Nubians, they invested in our horses, so now we have horses. This is why you make friends with the rich kids. We are getting an army. Head there, you head up to meet them. Okay, I think for our founding myths, we will find mandate.
If the gods hadn't chosen us, somebody else would be standing here.
And we're going to want legitimacy soon. Probably should have picked that up first, but I keep forgetting because we're going to want to create outposts cheaper. So 2 turns. That was 3 turns worth of science. Oh, this is a hostile camp. Let's go back on auto explore. Hopefully you find something useful close by. Right now we want to work on expansion and domination. I think we should start pushing towards this territory so we can do some ransacking. There is another empire to our east and a couple curiosities. Baker's quarters down. Work on the pyramids. I am in no immediate rush for the stable because we've claimed it. No one else can build it. Right now I want to work on getting our empire together.
Not everything worth appreciating was forged by human hands.
Hey, we found another wonder and we are again the first to find it. This gives knowledge influence +2 industry per worker on city or outposts, and +1 money per worker. That is something we like to see, but it's between us and Babylon. That is not what we like to see. You guys work on ransacking over here.
What do you seek?
Curiosity discovered, some science, and some fame, some influence. So
that seems to leave a lot of interpretation of right
customary
and wrong,
laws established.
not to mention yours and mine.
So this is now a more reasonable 74. This, though, less reasonable.
So, do you view each other as friend or foe? It's time to unravel the diplomat's dilemma.
We have met.
Hello, friends. Heartfelt greetings. Let us see if we can build a majestic world together.
I will work to build a majestic world with you, you majestic sausage. Spiff, Bantu, expansionist. But Spiff is a man that likes to trade. I would like to trade.
This proposition
I cannot
should
trade.
be in...
I guess they don't consider us having anything worth trading. Early techs, carpentry, some gold. You guys are too far. I'm trying to figure out if this is Spiff's. Ew. Spiff is expanding. We have lost our first place standing and we are down to 3rd. It's a rare condition this day and age. And family matters. Once a wandering tribe, your civilization now possesses a fine city where generations of families have settled and grown. Individuals are known by a single name alone, but with more and more citizens, it's becoming harder to track family lines, to know who is related to who. In order to better identify your people, you believe it is time for citizens of the same family to take a common second name. From where should the family name originate? We can get it from our mother, because the identity of a mother is never up for dispute. Well, never a matter of dispute. We get it from the father. We should take the name of the father, the pillar of strength of the child. Or we can get it from nature. We should let families be inspired by something from myth of our world. I like that. Our embassy being worked on, our pyramids can be worked on faster in my opinion. But hey, you guys join in, give me the ransack.
What do you seek?
Oh, I guess war support makes this better, or having certain amount of war support. Okay, we've made enemies. Well, an enemy, we've made allies, and we have the namesake of the playthrough secured, Stable of Pi Ramsey, which I should, for posterity's sake, place down. You know what? I want it up here. Can we get any troops knocked out quickly? Our nearest troops are a ways away, so I'll try to remember that for next time. But I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough so far, enjoying the editing that I've done, and are excited to see what is up on the agenda.